And then the thing that people find surprising, I guess, is the fourth reason, which is it's the wrong universe. This isn't the universe that a Christian God would make. It's exactly the universe we would have if there was no God, which is, people say, what? How is that possible? But if you think about it, now just for example, I talk about many other examples in the book, but just as one of the examples, if there is no God, and let's just use our imaginations for a moment, if there is no God, but we did come to exist, that somehow, some non-God way, the universe came to exist and we came to exist, what universe would we see in that case? Now we know that we've evolved for billions of years from single-celled organisms. We can confirm that extensively scientifically. And the single-celled organisms, the earliest, simplest versions of them, had to have been a chemical accident. There had to be like the chemicals just randomly came together and just happened to produce a self-replicator. And we know that that's very improbable, right? So that kind of thing is not just going to happen every day. So the only way it could happen without a God doing it, without an intelligent engineer doing it, is if there were tons and tons of trials. It's like winning a lottery. Like if the winning a lottery may be 1 in a million chance, that's really low. But if 1 million people play, the probability that someone's going to win the lottery is high. In fact, it's very high. And so what we would expect is we would have to see a vast universe, a universe that's really old with tons of planets and stars that has been experimenting with chemistry on vast scales for vast periods of time. That's the only universe that would randomly kick up life. That's the only kind of universe that would randomly kick up life. So the universe we would expect to see if there was no God is a universe that's vastly old, vastly large, and filled with vast quantities of stuff. And that's exactly the universe we see. There's billions of galaxies, billions of planets. The universe has been around for billions of years, and it's billions of light years across. And so that's an example of the kind of universe we would expect to see if there was no God. The kind of universe we would expect to see if there was a God is a universe that was actually designed by a God. You wouldn't need a vast age. You wouldn't need a vast universe. We wouldn't need evolution. Really, Genesis would be confirmed scientifically. We would confirm that the Earth was created 6,000 or 10,000 years ago. We'd confirm that all species were created at the same time. We would be able to verify all of these things scientifically. There wouldn't be billions of galaxies. What use would God have for all of that? It's not necessary. There are lots of things that he could do, that he could have the universe governed morally, for example, that there could be a moral law like karma or something, so that if someone, for example, one example I give is the more evil that you are in your behavior and stuff, the more sickly and vulnerable you become. Whereas if you're the more righteous and the more kind and compassionate and honest you are, the more invulnerable you are to injury and illness. Now, if we had a law like that, a law of physics like that, that would really prove moral governance of the universe. And that would be something that couldn't exist unless there was some sort of deity imbuing the universe with this understanding of this moral law that made this happen. So we would expect not necessarily that specific universe, but something like that. There would be a universe that looked like a universe created by a God, and not a universe that looks exactly like we would expect if there was no God at all.